Oh man, I don't know what I was thinking when I shot that video. Now I got every wave in the streets looking for me, you know what I'm saying? I might have to hit BK up and say I need a bigger gun, man, you know what I'm saying? That little pea shooter ain't doing it. But what they don't realize is I don't carry all the brushes with me everywhere. I only carry one wherever I go, you know what I'm saying? I be dang if I let them catch me slipping with this bad boy.
Man, don't live off of the hype, huh? Real thing, eh?
Hey yo, what it do? It's your boy J Lou, and you guys are just in time for a brush review. Alright, so as you guys can see, the first brush that I'm going to be reviewing out of this royalty lineup, this brush is called the Royalty 709. And at first glance, as you guys can see, the paint job is kind of like a silverish gray type color. And as you guys know, with the royalty lineup, the paint is kind of like blended, you know what I'm saying? So you get like every single brush looks different whenever you finish looking at the paint and everything like that. But this has like a silver grayish, and then the logo is with an accent of red, you know what I'm saying? Now, when I first got these brushes, the first thing that I noticed was how different they were compared to the original royalties. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are wondering,
man, J Lou, I already got a royalty brush and everything like that. What makes this brush different?
I'm gonna get into all of those details, and I'm gonna also review this brush, and I'm gonna try to keep it straight to the point. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump straight into the video. Alright, so most of you guys know when it comes to the royalties, the royalty brushes are typically 7 rows. Now with this brush, as you guys can see, this is 7 rows. When I say that, what I mean is you just count this way. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are the 7 rows that we talk about in the wave game and everything like that. Now traditionally, brushes usually have 8 or 9 rows, but with 7 rows they're a little bit more spaced out. And like I mentioned in my previous video that I'll link right above here, when the fatality originally dropped, people with kinky or coilier type of textures or smaller waves tend to like these brushes better because they get deep down into your scalp and everything like that. And when it comes to the rows being spaced out, that just gives a leverage for more pull in between each bristle row, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to confuse you guys too much and everything like that, but it does play a factor in regards to stretching your curls out. Now with this brush, as you guys can see, taking a look at the bristles, these bristles are a little bit black and brown, and at first glance I was like, man, this must be a premium, you know what I'm saying? When I brush it through my hair, it feels like a premium brush, you know what I'm saying? So you're looking for a brush that's in between like a medium and a soft that feels real good on a fresh cut or even in the mid woof and everything like that. This is one of those brushes that you want to be able to have in your arsenal. Now, another thing to consider with brushes that are typically premium brushes, they are great to help distribute the natural oils that your scalp produces. That's one reason why they're great on fresh cuts, and it's also another reason why they're good in the beginning stages of your woof and the mid woof. Now, when you get into higher levels of your woof, you may need to go up to a different brush, but as your hair grows longer and thicker, you will be able to realize that this brush will feel more like a soft. That's the reason why I say, to me, premiums range between medium and soft depending on your hair length and everything. So with that being said, let's get into the comparison of the old royalties versus the new ones. Alright, so the royalty that I'm going to be comparing against, this is the 750 brush, you know what I'm saying? I did a review on it. I'll make sure I leave that link right above here and everything like that. This brush is sold out, but this brush is definitely a brush that a lot of people slept upon, you know what I'm saying? Now, when you look at both of these brushes, as you can see clearly, this one has blunt bristles and everything like that. Don't focus on the color of the bristles. As you guys can see, this one has 7 rows, and then this one has 7 rows. When it comes to the thickness of the wood, if you take a close glance, the new royalties have a lot more wood within them. That helps out by stabilizing the brush and making it stronger, but that does not prevent it from cracking. You don't want to submerge your brush in water whenever you're using it, but at the end of the day, with thicker wood, it just makes the brush a lot stronger and durable. Now, when you look at the design of the brush off top, as you guys can see, when it comes to the handle of the brush, on the old royalties, they're a lot more bulked out on the top of it, you know what I'm saying, on the face of the brush. But on the new royalties, as you can see, they bend out on the bottom surface or the back face of the brush. And I personally like that because they give me the feel of the OG Dianes that people love to look for, you know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, another feature that you will notice that is very different but that reminds me of the OG Dianes is that with the old royalties, as you can see, the back is flat, it's smooth, you know what I'm saying? But once you take a look at the new royalties, you can see that these brushes have those ridges. And these ridges are very notoriously found in the OG Dianes, you know what I'm saying? Now with that being said, one thing that I have to give a disclaimer about is that there are a lot of people that ever since I made the video about a copycat in the wave game, a lot of people like to throw the term around that,
oh man, this person copying this person copying that person, blah 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 blah.
But when it comes to these brushes, a lot of people fail to realize that Brush King only made these brushes because people were looking for these OG Dianes and they couldn't find them. So there was a high demand on the pages and BK was like, you know what, I can design a brush. He designed these bad boys to be similar to the Dianes. It wasn't an intention to copy them. It was because people were asking and they were looking for Dianes. And instead of leaving people the option to go buy an OG Diane for $100, he decided to make new brushes that have a very similar feel to the Diane brushes. And I personally like that because it's not just the ridges, it's not just the handle and everything like that. But to me, in my personal opinion, the reason why I don't see them as a copy is because there was a need for it, and at the same time he improved on the design. When you look at these bristles compared to the OGs, these bristles are a lot longer, as well as the quality of the bristles. One thing that people don't understand is when BK makes his brushes, he makes them with waivers in mind, and what that simply means is every brush that BK makes typically has pull, and a lot of waivers typically complain and say,
oh man, I don't like the royalties because they pull my hair, they don't lay my hair, blah 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 blah.
But as a waiver, you want a brush to be able to pull your hair, and I'll get into that a little bit later of what pull is. But by having a brush like that, it allows you to be able to stretch your curls out. Now, a lot of people like to accessorize their brush, and BK gave those people an option to not only have a brush that is similar to the OG Dianes that are more affordable than having to pay $100 on eBay or something like that, but he gave people an option to have different color brushes and stuff like that. So with all of that being said, what I will do is get into a brush session to show you guys how I would brush my pattern with this brush. Now, I know a lot of people have been asking me to go back to 360s, and honestly, I'm thinking about doing it pretty soon. I'm just trying to work and tweak on a little bit things in my pattern, so y'all bear with me. But let's not waste any time and let's get into this brush session. Now, before I get into my brush session, one thing I want to point out is with a brush like this, you don't have to apply a whole bunch of pressure on your head to brush with it. All you have to do is apply enough pressure to let the bristles rake through your hair, and that will pull and stretch your curls out to be able to help give you better waves. So let's get into it. Once you buy your brush and you receive it, one thing that you will notice is when you get your box, it will come with a card like this. This is the Hairbrush maintenance card that he provided in his boxes and things like that. Now, I'm not going to go through this card because it's a little fold out and it has 4 different pages, but I'll make sure I link a video right up here to his website that goes through not only this information, but a little bit more information that he provides waivers. And what this card simply does is it gives you all the details of what happens and how to take care of your brush. Now, since this is a comparison video, one thing I also want to do is compare the boxes. As you guys can see, these are the old boxes. These are the boxes that the royalties originally came in. One thing I liked about these boxes is the fact that on the back of the boxes, they gave you basically a list of all the different types of brushes. That is something to me that was very beneficial. And as you can see on the tag, it also told you what kind of brush it was. You know what I'm saying? So this brush was a medium. I like that design because what you could do is once you got a BK brush and you liked how it felt, you could look on the list and see what other brushes that you probably will want to cop based off of how they felt, which number they were, and be able to go on the website and order it. Now with the new boxes, as you guys can see, these boxes come in a different color and everything like that, and the list of the brushes are not on there. Now he did keep his Brush King guarantee on there that you guys can read. And it basically says, Brush King will never sacrifice quality in the name of profit. There will be no corners cut ever. This, I promise you. Now, one thing I want to say about being a YouTuber, I get a lot of questions every single day, you know what I'm saying? Before you send a question off, make sure you read through his FAQ that's on his website, or you read through the hairbrush maintenance to be able to make sure that what you're about to ask is not something that he's already provided. So with that being said, it's your boy J. Lou. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. At the end of the day, I hope you guys have a great week. Salute!
Come brush with me, ayy, do what I do. Lou is the name, I'm so off the chain. Torino is the brush, do wet wood grain. Brush a wave and have something. Brush a wave and have something. Brush a wave and have something. Brush a wave and have something.